There's a pandemic out there, guys. Every day I come on LinkedIn and I see people branding themselves as brand builders, personal brand strategists, visibility experts. Not only is it unsustainable, like, do you have no interest in having your own identity? What's up, beautiful people? This is Cynthia's Epiphany, and my name is Cynthia. And today we'll be talking about something very important, especially for my young professionals. And by young professionals, I mean those who either just graduated or are just starting out in their career or are trying to get into the corporate world. This conversation is very important and frankly, it's long overdue. Now, if you looked at the title and the thumbnail, you'd probably be wondering, what exactly is she trying to say? Is she trying to sell us LinkedIn? Is it another anti-LinkedIn propaganda? Actually, no. I'm here to tell you exactly how to use LinkedIn, because oftentimes I see a lot of young people on LinkedIn make this mistake. And what exactly am I talking about? Well, today I would like to ask you, what exactly are you doing on LinkedIn? There's a pandemic out there, guys. Every day I come on LinkedIn and I see people branding themselves as brand builders, personal brand strategists, visibility experts. Give me more names. There are these exciting names that they give themselves. And what they write on their headline, on their profile is how they've helped other professionals, build visibility on LinkedIn. And honestly, that's fine. There's nothing really wrong with it, except that this one thing everyone seems to be missing, which is you, the brand builder, you, the personal brand strategist. What exactly are you gaining by being on LinkedIn? I'm asking you today, what's your long-term plan? Because frankly, if you've been on LinkedIn long enough, you're going to realize that there's a reason why a lot of people are doing that. And that's because it's actually the easier way out. It is very easy for you to come on LinkedIn and talk about authenticity and talk about how LinkedIn has helped so and so person generate some fictional amount of money, how LinkedIn is the best thing that happened since sliced bread, how to position yourself for global opportunities. And hey, that's okay. But I'm saying that for you, the brand builder, what is your own game plan? Like, are you really okay spending your entire building years, your 20s especially? Like, are you really okay spending your 20s being a brand builder for another professional? Because it's so weird to me, like, how are you helping other people position themselves? How are you helping other professionals gain visibility when deep down you don't even know who you are? Like, I really want you to ask yourself today, like, is being a personal brand strategist a long-term plan for your life? Like, when we remove that title, personal brand strategist or visibility expert, what exactly do you do? Like, when we rip that thing off, who are you? I'm saying this because a lot of people have built entire careers around this, and they do not even realize that they are heading down a very dangerous path. Not only is it unsustainable, like, do you have no interest in having your own identity? Now, I'm putting this video out not to judge any of you, but I know that a lot of young people, a lot of young professionals are actually lost, and they really wish that, there was a guide they could follow, or they really wish there was something they could do. Like, a lot of them actually don't know what to do. That's why they jumped into it. Because like I said earlier, it's the easier part. A lot of people want to gain visibility online these days. So it's natural that they will look out for these so-called visibility experts. But I'm saying, be selfish. You are a young person. You should literally be selfish. Like, these are selfish years of your life. What are you doing with it? So you're building other people's brand. Okay, Mother Teresa. What about yours? What is your long-term game plan? Where do you see yourself, in the nearest future? I don't want to give it a timeline, let's say 5 or 10 years, but these are real questions you need to ask yourself. If LinkedIn disappears tomorrow, who are you? If something happens to that app tomorrow, who are you? If you don't have clients for a while, do you have something else that you can fall back on? These are very important questions you must ask yourself. See, there's nothing wrong with helping others, but there's everything wrong with helping others when you do not have your own core. You've not actually found yourself. And you're positioning yourself as somebody who can help others. You even see some young people, they're a life coach. Okay, I get it. Wisdom is not exclusive to old people. I mean, I'm not averse to young people being life coach, but have you even figured your own way out? Or you just woke up one day because you tried everything else and nothing worked. You just slapped the title coach and something expert on your bio. I'm inviting you today to ask yourself, is this path sustainable? Now, for those who might actually be confused about what to do, because a lot of young people were actually handed down this game plan. I know I was, because what I was told on LinkedIn, I once hopped on a clarity call with somebody and they gave me this advice, to go the LinkedIn expert route. But thank God for discernment. Thank God because I have a mind of my own. So I actually sat down and thought about it that if I follow this path this person is taking, where will it lead me? And don't get me wrong, this person was making a shitload of money doing this visibility expert thing online. There's money there. There's serious money there. But I am very selfish. Like, I know deep down that if I am that person who is helping other people find their own way or build their own brand, and I don't have anything of my, I don't just want to be known as the brand builder. I want to have my own thing. As far as I'm concerned, this is like something you do for others. Like, I wanted my own thing. And then I weighed some other decisions. I found that is also a very restricting and limiting path. So I dumped it. Now I understand. That's why I said I understand completely that a lot of young people are thrown this path as a very, very brilliant way of breaking into LinkedIn. But in case you're actually truly confused and you need help, let me give you these 3 questions to answer. Number 1, what industry do I want to work in? 2, what kind of problems do I enjoy solving? 3, do I want to be known for being visible or for being useful? So these are 3 important questions that you can ask yourself in case you're already overwhelmed with this path and you're actually looking for something, to do with your life. I don't want you to hide behind content. I don't want you to start seeing likes as your currency. I don't want you to build visibility for others. Why your own life, you can't seem to find meaning to it. I want you to use LinkedIn as a platform to gain direction, to build something for yourself instead of just helping others and gathering followers. I'm not saying you have to have everything figured out before, you help others. But I don't know if you've noticed that the real influencers, the influencers that influence the influencers are those who have their own thing going. I mean, if you look at maybe on LinkedIn, when you hear of maybe someone like Tony Elumelu, what comes to mind? He has an identity. In fact, what he's popular for is the things that he has built outside of, his visibility is riding on the things that he has built. He's a big banking bro. You can also think of Dr. Ola Brown. Not only is she a medical doctor, she's also in finance. And the visibility she has, the name she has, is riding on, those things. She's not chasing clout. Clout literally comes to her because she has built something sustainable for herself. I mean, I can mention other names. There are other people out there. That is why I'm saying that you need to rethink this path that you're going to. In case you're feeling stuck and you actually need a guideline, I've created like a mini guide for you and we'll just walk through it. So here's a short action plan that you can actually follow. Now, the first thing to do is to take a step back. I want you to go off social media for like 1 to 2 weeks. Nothing too drastic. I know it would be unrealistic for me to tell you to disappear for 6 months. No, I'm not going to tell you to do that. But you need to disappear for like 1 to 2 weeks and really sit down with yourself. Like, if possible, uninstall the app so you can ask yourself this question. Because I feel like another thing that happens on LinkedIn is that if you stay there long enough, because you see many people succeeding in so many different paths, the thing that happens is that instead of people, when they see, many people succeeding in multiple paths, instead of seeing it as a challenge and an encouragement that, there's no just one path to success, that you could literally take any route and arrive at a good destination. So people don't see that way. Instead, what they start doing is that they start jumping. Oh, you see a software engineer making it, you want to be a software engineer. You see a public speaker making it, you want to be a speaker. You see a doctor making it, you want to be a doctor. So people instead start getting confused and they are busy allowing other people rub off on them. So they are gathering multiple identities. They don't even know who they are. So that is why it's very important for you to take a step back and sit down and do some reflection. So during your reflection, you want to ask yourself these questions. What kind of work makes me feel alive? What industries or issues generally affect me? Now I say industrial issues because beyond industry, there is another underrated part people fail to explore, which is the issues that affect them or the issues that they are interested in. So some people just know that they are interested in, let's say, social impact work. But because, environmental stuff is all the buzz and is all the wave, a lot of people are running towards the environmental path. But deep down, they know that the issue that affects them is in education. But because it doesn't look cool, it's not getting the hype that environmental causes are, you see then they run into environmentalism instead of education. So when you sit down and ask yourself, what issues generally affect me? What issues am I concerned about? What issues can give me sleepless nights? It is very possible to find your purpose and your calling from there. And finally, you want to ask, where do I want to be in 5 years' time? And is what I am doing now helping? This one should open your mind. Like if truly you see yourself in 5 years' time, maybe as a bigger brand strategist, I guess. I mean, knock yourself out. But like I said, when you are doing this thing, do not forget that you are doing it for others. So the purpose of this reflection is to figure out what you want for yourself, what you want to do for yourself. Okay? Selfishness is the key word here. Now, to get the most honest answers out of this, I will recommend either journaling or you can record a voice note to yourself and pour your heart out. Like, pretend that voice note is going to your bestest friend, but you're not going to send it to anybody. You could send it back to yourself and then listen to it, and you listen to it and you keep listening to it, and something is going to stand out to you. Another thing you can do is to ask the people around you, let's say your parents, your siblings, your friends, and ask them, what am I good at that I'm not seeing? This one will shock you. The answer you're going to get from this will shock you because there are a lot of things you are good at. There are some things we do not know about ourselves that other people can tell us. So this one, especially when you go to your parents or siblings, or your friends, or maybe a classmate who you've known for a long time, it can be very eye-opening. They can really, really guide you. They can show you some of the things that you are good at and you probably never even thought as a serious thing. And that could actually lead you towards purpose. Now, the second thing you want to do is experiment and explore, but do it quietly. Like, I know that the urge to announce that you're rebranding will be there, but don't fall for it. You want to do these things as quietly as possible, right? Take a few courses, volunteer, look for an internship, or you can even shadow somebody. Try some freelance gigs, right? Outside of your domain. What's that second other thing that you're good at that you normally don't talk about? So you can try your hands at it and see what it's like. You might actually enjoy it or you may not, but at least that's what the experimentation is all about. So you do these things quietly, and because you're doing it quietly without any announcement, there's no pressure. You do not feel the need to perform. You are trying and failing and trying and failing till you hit the jackpot. So you find out what it is you want to do. And then you can come on with a full announcement. And during this period of experimentation, right, you can still return back to LinkedIn and be doing your brand strategist work. But then you will have to reduce it because now you're now more focused on yourself, what you want to do. In this period of experimentation, I would say allow yourself become curious again. We live now in a content-focused world. Everything is content. Everything should be content. But by allowing your curiosity to run wild, you'll be able to find out some things for yourself that you probably would never have seen, in your content-focused life otherwise. And finally, there's this free prompt I'm going to give you. And that prompt will be found in the guide in the description box below. The third thing you need to do is to document your growth, not just your client wins. Now, something that is familiar with these brand strategies is that when their clients achieve something, maybe they go from 1,000 followers to 10,000 followers, they announce it. Or when their clients' impression increases, they announce it because that's the way they get new clients, right? So now you're also going to start documenting your own wins, the courses you took, the new thing you are learning. Every small win you have, you can document that. Even your doubts, you can share it. You know, sharing your doubts can be so honest, can be so inspiring and so refreshing. Especially on a platform like LinkedIn, where you get lots of polished posts. So you can even share your doubts there, you know, that you are trying this thing and it's not working out, or you are a bit confused about this path. And each time you are honest, you get lots of help. Like people will come to your DMs, people will come to your comment sections and offer you inspiration and offer you encouragement and even a way out. Finally, all of this I'm telling you it's supposed to just help you. There is a guide that I attached in the description box and you can utilize it. It also contains the ChatGPT prompt that I talked about. This I want this to reach as many young people as possible. As many young people as possible, as many young professionals as possible. If you're feeling confused about what to do, if you're feeling confused about the next career path to take, if you're confused about, what you're really doing on LinkedIn, this guide just has a bunch of questions and the ChatGPT prompts and some advice on what you should do. And I'm going to wrap this up by saying you should pray. I'm a Christian, and that is one thing I know that surely gives answers. Prayed about my career and God gave me direction. I prayed about everything. I pray about everything down to my YouTube channel, my creative ventures, and I get answers. I get lots of inspiration. So, and I think one thing that is worthy of notice that we're praying to God, and one thing about God is God does not want his children confused. So if you're feeling confused about a particular career path, take it to God. That confusion will disappear. Because most times we're confused because we do not exactly know what we want, right? So that's what praying eliminates, that confusion. When you pray, you get what we call light. When that light breaks forth in your mind, it breaks forth in your spirit. You can then see clearly. And when you see clearly, come on, it's impossible to be confused when you're seeing clearly. So pray. I cannot recommend this enough. It worked for me. It has worked for millions of other Christians I know, and it can definitely work for you. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you learned something from this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know the stage you are in your career. If you were able to download the guide, let me know, and I will see you in my next video.